So here we are camped at the Ridgway State Park in Ridgway, Colorado, in the western slope of Colorado. That's my brother-in-law and his wife Donna. Over there, this is us here. Great little campground. We're the only ones here. And I'm looking for a painting to do. So we've got a great mountain view. Well, it's not actually a mountain, but it's a ridge through the junipers over here. I'm just trying to get, this is locally known as Chimney Rock and Courthouse. And if I can find the proper spot, this is probably it right here. Because I'd like to get this yurt down here. I'd like to get that in there in some fashion or other. Let's see what this looks like. This is Saunders Waterford paper, I think. 140 pound. I like the 300 pound cold press. This is 140 cold press, but it'll work. I like to try to get, I'm not reliant on something in particular, because if I run out or forget, I'd rather be able to make do. The masking tape to hold it in place. Quarter sheet in size. Alrighty, let's go do a painting. Okay, here we go. It's a little breezy out here, so I hope that doesn't influence things. But I'm just rinsing the palette, the watercolor, reactivate it. That's enough to get started. Let's give this a whirl and see what we come up with. A little bit of sky in here, because it was originally when I first started. Now, it's part of what you've got to consider is the lighting is going to change when you're out painting on location. So you've got to make a mental note of what it was that caught your interest in a given scene. And this light is considerably different than it was, so I'm reverting back to the way it was, so to speak. But there are clouds in the sky now, so I do want to take advantage of the drama. Some French ultramarine blue, burnt sienna, create kind of my go-to gray. Especially when it comes to clouds. I'm going to keep them light though. There's a little bit of warm light on them back here. The sun shining. Broken clouds, a little bit of light coming through. This is pretty heavy cloud mixture over here. Then we've got this kind of a bluish green, yellow foreground hill. And there's actually, I should put that in. There's actually some ground, little bits of ground showing through. One thing I like about watercolor is, I mean, you make a stroke like this, you cover a lot of real estate pretty quickly. It's hard to do in oil. For me, I can paint watercolor a whole lot quicker than I can oil paintings. So that has an influence on what I choose, which medium I choose, how much time I've got. And with the weather being somewhat questionable, I'm not sure I had enough time to do an oil painting accurately or appropriately, give it the attention that it needs. Sagebrush I moved over here. I need to get some of that great silver color. And that's where, for me, that's where some gouache is going to come in handy. I think. We'll see. This foreground is kind of just dried grass. Still, well, it's first day of spring. It was a couple days ago, so this is in March. What? And this is all pretty loose so far, which is great. I like it. This is all real dark, this sage. And I'm just putting in some layers of color, trying to get a little bit of lights and darks established. And as this dries, then I can darken things up a little bit. One of the techniques is to paint wet into wet. See, this is all very dark in value when you squint and look at it. Very dark in value. The other thing to understand is when you're painting watercolor, these colors, this paint will lighten up considerably. The way this kind of bleeds and creates some interesting marks I find pleasing. The mountains in the background there, Courthouse and Chimney Rock. They're quite dark against that sky, but they're lighter in value than this is. This is darker. Again, I'll bring that photo up so you can see. And there's snow up there still. Now, as I said, that's going to dry a lot lighter than what it is when I painted it. So we'll see. It's constant for me anyway. It's just a constant matter of adjustments. This is a rather hard edge right there. I don't want that. The clouds are soft. All right, let's let this dry and set up for a little bit, and then we'll come back to it and see what we can do. So I've got the camera in hand, trying to reduce some of that wind problem that we're having. Little finishing touches here and there. A little shaky. I'll have to clean that up. Yeah, I think this painting has turned out to be more about that sagebush. So I think that's just about good enough for now. I gotta let it dry and we'll take another look at it a bit later.